Good morning. Kia ora, folks. Welcome to Naturopathy with Bridgitt on Radio Kidnappers in Hastings, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. I just want to say thanks for taking the time in to listen to me on your busy day, and I wanted to say that I appreciate you. So thanks. I am a qualified and registered naturopath and medical herbalist, and I have my natural health clinic, Maintaining Your Health, Whakatika Oranga, based in Napier, Hawke's Bay. I can offer you a free 15-minute telephone chat to see if we're going to be a great team to work together, and how best I can help you find a solution naturally to balance your mental and emotional symptoms. And I do this with naturopathy, herbal medicine, nutritionist, because I'm a qualified nutritionist. Got to find the words today, nutritionist, and through vitamins and minerals, reflexology, and lymphatic drainage. So I can have these appointments with you on Zoom. That's the new digital platform for face-to-face. We can do it in clinic as well. And you can contact me on 027 284 3781. Right here at the radio station. I'm sure Jill and Ken can pass you on to me. I've got a Facebook page, and I've also got a website page, Maintaining Your Health. So what's the topic today? So today I'm talking to you about endometriosis. One of my areas that I specialise in clinic is hormone balance for men and women. But today I kind of see endometriosis coming to the fore lately with clients. And I want to talk to you about the symptoms and how naturally I can help you find balance. And also stay tuned to the tip of the day. I'll try to remember that. Okay, so I just want to tell you my story about endometriosis. I don't have endometriosis anymore, and I don't own it. It is not mine. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about why I can help you with endometriosis from a personal experience. It's also written on my story on my Facebook page, so you can pop over there and have a look as well. So ever since I got my first period, I have always experienced really excruciating, painful periods. And I remember at college getting told to just suck it up and run around that field and do some exercise and you'll be better. Well, it never really got better. I just had to suck it up and carry on. And I got many of the PMS symptoms. So PMS is premenstrual syndrome. I got many of those as well. And I thought, like many women who menstruate and were in terrible pain, that was my lot. And I thought that was normal. And yeah, but it's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not normal. And I was first diagnosed in 2003 with endometriosis. And prior to that, 2 years earlier, I was blessed to have a child. Now, endometriosis can affect fertility as well, but we'll talk about that later on down with the track. I never even knew what endometriosis was, and I didn't even know how to spell it. So it was a big word to me. But all my imbalances kind of came to a head after giving birth. So it's all your fault, son. No, it's not. Sometimes it can happen like that. So read on more about my page about how I went about balancing it, which I'll talk more here on this show. And that's Maintaining Your Health and my page, my story. So what is this endometriosis? And so it's often an extremely painful woman's imbalance in your sexual reproductive hormones, and it's where the tissue in the body, which is similar to the tissue of the lining of the uterus, that grows inside the endometrium. Oh, that's a big word, the endometrium. So it attaches and grows elsewhere outside of your uterus, as well as in the lining as well. So I am seeing younger women now from ages, 23, 24, right up to mid-40s. They're getting much younger now who are experiencing endometriosis. So the medical diagnosis, so how do you know it? Like, we all know that we have PMS, or premenstrual syndrome, but how do we know it? So you've got to have a bit of science, unfortunately. I'm pretty good at deriving from questioning if you have endometriosis, but science is there to definitely give you a diagnosis. And a referral from your doctor to your gynecologist to have what we call a laparoscopy procedure. And this is through keyhole, and they normally just go in through by your belly button, and they go in and they have a look around to see if you do have these lesions, adhesions, and that's, you can get a definite diagnosis like that. Okay, so let's talk about pain. Endometriosis pain. It's not all in your head. You're not moody. And you're not going crazy. And what you feel is real, okay? So don't you ever dare think of telling a woman that experiencing such pain just to suck it up. Your dinner will be in the dog. Ken's laughing. It's real pain. It is real pain, and it differentiates for different women. No two women experience the same pain, and no two women experience the same endometriosis symptoms. We're all different, and that's holistic health. You cannot generalize across the board. So this pain is your body's inflammatory response, excuse me, to hormone imbalance, and these groups of tissues called adhesions, they attach themselves everywhere other than the lining of the uterus. So they can attach themselves to your bowels, to your bladder, anywhere in that pelvic cavity. And they've also been known to travel further up into the lung area. They've been found up there as well. So when a woman menstruates or she has her period, these adhesions that are located all around the other parts of the body, they swell up like the lining of your uterus. And as your uterus is getting ready to have a period, well, these adhesions swell up as well, and they burst. And so you are bleeding from other parts, shedding from other parts of your body as well. And so this is causing inflammation and pain everywhere. And some specialists refer to these as chocolate adhesions. And it's not because they taste like chocolate, it's because they're dark blood, so it's old trapped blood, because it's got a dark appearance. So every woman feels pain at varying stages throughout that month and at varying degrees. And it can be so debilitating and so severe that it stops them from doing their daily routine. It puts them out of life, really, out of their daily routine. And so they take numerous painkillers whilst awaiting a referral to a gynecologist, or numerous painkillers because they don't even know that they've got endometriosis, and they think that that's the norm to have such pain. I'm here to tell you it's not normal. That's not your lot. So there's many causes of endometriosis, and there's been a lot of discussion throughout the years about what causes it and what doesn't. So a few are, it's genetic, right? So if your mum had it, then maybe that's, or your grandmother, then maybe that's passed down onto you. We all inherit some genetic disposition from our parents. Retrograde menstrual flow, so that's when you're having a period and for some reason if you've got a tipped pelvis, that can make the flow come backwards. Also, sexual intercourse while menstruating can make the flow go back a little bit as well. Transference of that tissue to different areas. A hormone imbalance, so that's when you have too much estrogen and too little progesterone. That definitely, I believe, is one of the major causes. Autoimmune issues. And have you ever had a month before your period, right? And you think, oh, I'm just super stressed, and if I'm drinking alcohol, I've drunk a bit more alcohol than normal. And you're just so busy that you're just not eating right, and you're just eating terrible crap food. And what do you know? Your period is extremely painful. So those triggers, those are contributing to hormone imbalance and endometriosis symptoms and pain as well. So I just want to read you like this little wee true case that I've experienced. And I had a young woman who came to me with severe PMS, premenstrual syndrome, and it's constant for her, and her period cycle was irregular, and she has dysmenorrhea, or incredibly painful periods with heavy bleeding. And this dysmenorrhea, that's a big word, that's heavy bleeding, is present for more than half of every period cycle. And the clotting, big clots as well, so that's congealed blood that comes out. Clots for like 7 to 10 days, and that's a long time to be bleeding heavily. So her blood tests revealed low iron, not surprised, low ferritin, and her laparoscopy revealed pelvic inflammation, adhesions, and abdominal endometrial tissue. Her diet was poor, and she had large amounts of takeaways, saturated foods and sugar, and she ate irregularly at different times of the day, or sometimes hardly ever during the day. So those are a lot of the triggers that will feed the endometriosis. So we've talked about a few triggers, but being super stressed, busyness, that puts hormones out of balance, puts your blood sugars out of balance, puts your thyroid out of balance, and they're all connected to help with hormone imbalance and endometriosis. Caffeine, so we all get busy. Caffeine mimics estrogen. No word of a lie, it surely does. So if we've already got high estrogen in our body, having caffeine from coffee, tea, Milo, energy drinks, is just going to push our estrogen levels more out of balance. So think about that. Little exercise. So exercise is important for hormone balance. So and having underlying emotional issues like poor self-worth, poor self-love, that's the holistic view of endometriosis as well. Okay, so we've talked about that. So these symptoms, PMS, so premenstrual symptoms, what are they like before a period? So if you get tender and swollen breasts, and they're like really tender, even if your child or your partner comes and gives you a hug and they're still really tender, that's a sign of estrogen dominance. Bloating in the tummy, lower back pain, anxiety, mood swings. You want to kill the world, or you just cry all the time at very little things that just flick you over the edge. Constipation before periods. Again, constipation can be a part of thyroid imbalance. Headaches as the estrogen drops suddenly. Really heavy bleeding periods, and most of the time with heavy clots, big heavy clots, and you go, oh my goodness, what are these? But that's the tissue coming away, the endometrium tissue coming away. And sometimes you have irregular periods, like every 2 weeks you're bleeding, and then you're feeling extremely fatigued and tired. I'm not surprised. Your iron could be terribly low and you need a blood test just to check that out. Severe painful cramping, and for women who have had children, it's like labour pains, but it's just like, I suppose, like gastritis. It's really severe cramp pains like that. And then sometimes you bleed for your period for 2 days and then that's it, it's gone. Well, that's not normal either. Pelvic pain, constant pelvic pain on the pelvic bone, heavy, dull, dragging sensations. Sometimes women experience pain down the back of their legs or down the sciatic pain, and that could be from when those adhesions swell just before your period and they're blocking the nerves that are coming down that area just for 1 day. Pain during ovulation is a really big flag that shows that there's estrogen dominance. So I always ask women to chart their ovulation, and sometimes, most of the time, it's not even where it's supposed to be, in the middle of the cycle. Infertility issues, I've talked about that before, and irritable bowel syndrome, because it's tied in with the nervous system. So you could be constipated or diarrhea, depending on, have you had a super stressful, busy day, busy month. Exhaustion, anemia, so that's low iron, moods again, depression, and weight gain can be a part of that as well, as the hormones are out of balance. Because like I mentioned, there's thyroid imbalance, which is your metabolism, your blood sugars, you mayn't be eating properly, your blood sugars get out of balance. And when you're busy all the time, this puts your adrenals out of balance. It's just this vicious cycle, unfortunately. Don't despair, Bridgitt's here, and you know, I've been through this experience of endometriosis. I'm on the outside of it now. I'm at the end of it. So I know firsthand how holistically I can help you with nutrition, with herbal medicine, with vitamins and minerals to boost you up, mend your leaky gut, help your liver. Liver is hugely important because the liver detoxes excess estrogen. And we need your bowels working, your gut working to eliminate this excess estrogen. Otherwise, it's just going to go round and round in your body and it's not really going to resolve. So, also, there are some beautiful herbs that we can use to help rebalance you, to help with the busyness, adaptogen herbs, with the pain, with cramps, with toning the uterus. We've talked about clearing estrogen via the liver, and also making sure your lymphatic system is happy as well. So there's some lovely lymphatic herbs that can help the whole picture of endometriosis. Also, I want to talk to you about what else can contribute to hormone imbalance and endometriosis. So that is what we call phytoestrogens. So these are the good ones, phytoestrogens, and they come in and they are in the form of plants and herbs and food. They come in and they dock in where excess estrogen normally docks in the harbour, and they block those estrogens from getting in. So those are quite important. What's not so important and what we need to be aware of is what we call xenoestrogens. And I'm not sure if I've spoken of that before. Xeno is how it's spelt, but we call it xeno, like Z-E-E-N-O. So xenoestrogens, they mimic estrogens, and they're like false estrogens that we can get from toxins in the environment, from heating food or water with plastic in the microwave. Plastic can contribute to xenoestrogens and excess estrogen imbalance, leading to endometriosis. Leaving plastic in the sun, like plastic water bottles in the sun, drinking out of plastic water bottles. I try my best to drink out of a stainless steel water bottle. we've got to be aware of what we put on our skin, because artificial chemicals, hair products, anything like that, they can contribute to a chemical imbalance in estrogens. So avoiding all pesticides and herbicides and fungicides, anything like that, gets converted into xenoestrogens. So that is the whole holistic picture. So folk, if you think that you would like to have a chat to me about how best you can balance endometriosis or even period issues, I'm here to help you, and please contact me on 027 284 3781. Go to my webpage, go to my Facebook page, contact me here at Radio Kidnappers. Tip of the day, can't forget that, is linseeds. So linseeds are a natural hormone balancer, and you can find them in the supermarket or health food store in LSA. That's ground up product. Ground linseed, sunflower and almond. It's a great start. There you go, folks. Endometriosis, naturally balanced with Bridgitt. Kia ora, stay safe, be well.